go. I don't know if anyone's there. I'm not going to be reading or paying as much attention to the chat right now. Driving. But I figured, even though I'm driving to the store, I'm not going to be reading the chat too much. I do want to talk about the fact that I got a PlayStation 5 that I'm going to pick up right now from Target, how I got it, what's happening to the person who won the giveaway last month who won a PlayStation 5, what I'm doing about that, and then also ways that you can secure yourself a PlayStation 5, because the experience of purchasing a PlayStation 5 is really shitty. Um, let's just put it this way. The average consumer is not buying a PlayStation 5 anytime soon. Like, anytime soon. There will not be any normal consumer is not going to be able to get it, because it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. So, I secured the bag at Target. I was able to pull this off, in part thanks to a guy named Jake Randall. You guys might see him. He does a lot of live streams, and he kind of blew up over trying to help people get. Shout out to him, because he put up a video yesterday explaining what to do if you're trying to order from Target, and the problems you're going to encounter, and what to expect. Like things like adding the system to the cart, but then having it not let you check out. Like, that was a big thing for me today. I got it in the cart. It was super easy. I got the disc version, got it in my cart for Target, but it wouldn't let me check out. Which is a pain in the butt. The drop time for Target's also really bad for me. My children go to school in person. They go to private schools, very small class sizes, massive social distancing, masks required, all that jazz. They, do daily temperature checks, and all the teachers get weekly checks for COVID. So that's all fine and dandy. But the thing is, the time that Target drop system is literally in a 5-minute window that I am trying to get my kids on the bus. So it's one of the worst times for me as a parent for drop time, because I would rather it drop at like 4:30 in the morning my time, when my kids are still sleeping. Honestly, I could just set my alarm, wake up, spend 15 minutes trying to get a PlayStation 5 and call it good. But I couldn't do that. I had to try to do it. Well, like I'm in between Wi-Fi and cell phone networks. As like I'm trying to go back and forth to get my kids on the bus and pay attention to them and make sure that I'm doing everything I need to do as a parent, while also trying to get my order to go through and process on Target. It was a really big pain in the butt, and I almost gave up. So I was watching his live stream, because Jake Randall was live streaming the Target drop. He started the live stream, about an hour before the drop even happened. And he just kept saying, and he reminded me what he said in his video, just because it's in the cart and you try to hit order and it says the system's no longer available, doesn't mean the system's not actually available. What it means is a lot of people have added it to their cart and are trying to check out at the same time, and there's a lot of people that are adding it to their cart that don't actually have the money for it. So they're sorting through all of that, the people who don't have the money, before they get to the people that do have the money. So I switched over to PC. My order was still there, and I was going back and forth on my phone and my PC, trying to get the order to go through. And the funny thing is, the best way to get your order to go through is to refresh the page, refresh your cart in between every time you're trying to get the order to process. And one of the times when I refreshed, it just said, "Hey, thanks for your order." I didn't even click purchase. It just said, "Hey, thanks for your order." So one of the previous times that I clicked or tapped actually went through at Target without Target telling me. So, yeah, that's how I was able to pull it off. And this was all thanks to tips from Jake Randall, who puts up individual videos, and him being on stream just reminding me and encouraging me, hey, look, just because you're not getting it, every time you go to Target.com and you look up PlayStation 5, it keeps saying my local store has a disc version available. Just let me buy the damn thing. And this is a very frustrating. I mean, I must have hit the checkout, checkout order or pay for order button like God, I probably over 400 times. It was ridiculous. Between my phone and my PC, it's ridiculous. Normal consumers aren't going to do this. They're going to get that message that says this item's no longer available, and they're just going to give up right there because, hey, Target's telling you the item's no longer available. And this is just Target. Target only has available for in-store pickup, and to Target's credit, it's in-store pickup today. So I'm on my way to Target right now to go pick up my system. It said orders processed, ready for pickup. So I'm on my way there. I'm going to take you guys with. I'm going to bring you guys in the store unless they yell at me and make me turn off my phone, which I hope they don't. I don't think they're going to care. Maybe Target's a big stickler about live streaming. I'm not sure. It is technically not a public place. It's a private property. So if they shut down the stream while I'm in there, they shut down the stream while I'm in there. I'm going to try not to talk too directly to you guys when I'm in Target. So maybe they don't know that I'm streaming. They just think I'm holding my phone and maybe video chatting with somebody, right? Like they might not know it's a stream. And we'll see. Obviously, I'll have to, put my finger over the mic if I have to confirm details like phone number, address, stuff like that. Or maybe there's a mute mic option on my phone that I could just mute the mic for that. I had that issue when I picked up the, it was a game. No, it was a Series X where my phone number got leaked to the internet because GameStop made me confirm with my phone number, and I totally forgot to cover the microphone. So my phone number leaked to the internet. That was not good. I literally got spammed by like 300 people on my phone that day, and I had to change my phone number. So that wasn't good. So I don't want a repeat of that today. I don't know that it's going to be that way with Target because one thing, the stream will pause for a brief moment because you have to go to Target's website, and there's this little view thing that they have to scan. So I think for a brief second the stream's going to pause while they scan that, and then I'll quickly get the stream back ASAP. It should take no more than 5 seconds for them to scan for that order. So I shouldn't need to confirm anything after they scan that because no one else will have that ability. No one else will have that, but the person who owns the account. Maybe it'll ask for my driver's license or something to make sure the name on the account and the name of the pickup person and the name, all matches up. But it's a pain in the butt. So I gave away, air quoting, a PlayStation 5 in January. It was to celebrate us getting to 50,000 subscribers. It happened back in September. A bunch of YouTube shenanigans happened, and YouTube jacked like $4,000 from me. So I kind of pushed it away because I was frustrated with that. And I said, hey, I'll come back to it in January. I picked a winner in January for the giveaway, and the whole promise of that giveaway was I'm either going to get you a PlayStation 5 by the end of February, or I'm going to get you the money, $500. I'll throw tax in, whatever, $27 or whatever. So $527. I'll just send them the money so they can continue the journey after February. The reason I said that is because I know how frustrating it is to get the system. Now, the plan was always the first PlayStation 5 I get, that's for the channel. That's for me. That's for the channel. The second PlayStation 5 is for the giveaway. And I'm still trying. There's a Walmart drop later today. I'm going to be trying like crazy during that Walmart drop to get a second PlayStation 5 today. Not sure on that. There's supposed to be another Target drop like in 2 days. So I'm going to try for that. There's supposed to be a Best Buy drop this week again. So I'm going to try for that. And if obviously I don't pull off getting that second one this week, I will be sending the person the money so they can continue the journey themselves, and I'll give them all the tips and tricks I did to purchase my own. And they might have better luck because I only have one Target within driving distance. So when you're doing the Target drop, it matters how many Targets are in your area, are like literally even within an hour drive. The next closest Target after this one in Eau Claire, I live near Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The next closest Target's like 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away. So not a realistic proposition for me to try to snag a PlayStation 5 2.5 hours. I'm not driving 5 hours today, blowing, not a whole tank of gas, blowing a lot of gas, just to get a PlayStation 5. I can't get it locally. But this person might live in an area that has more retail options, since a lot of these places are doing they have a higher chance of being able to pull. Was it a pain in the ass? A super big pain in the ass. Well, halfway to Target at this point. I'm just chilling on a little 2-lane highway. They call this 53. So, how you guys doing today? Have any of you guys secured a PlayStation 5? Whether from launch to today, from pre-order time to today. Anyone secure a PlayStation 5? Anyone at all? Yeah, I'm not really reading chat. I'm just kind of It's kind of a fake interacting. I'm trying to get you guys to talk to each other basically until I get there because I'm driving, of course. I'll glance at the camera like this every now and then, but I'm not to bother to read the text or any of that. What's really cool too for me personally, setting the channel aside, because the whole reason to have a PlayStation 5, Series X, Switch, gaming PC, whatever, is because of the channel, right? I'm a YouTuber. I like covering games. I cover Nintendo games, obviously. Hello, NES hat. But I cover all of gaming, anything that interests me. So it's good to have all the systems, so I can literally cover anything. I don't have to reserve myself, being like, oh, I can't cover this PlayStation game because I don't have a PlayStation 5. I can't cover this Xbox game. I don't have an Xbox, or the version's not available on PC or whatever. I can't cover this Nintendo game because I don't have a Switch. This will be the first time in my life. I am 34 years old. I turned 35 this summer. This is the first time in my life I will have all 4 major gaming platforms. Now, there hasn't always been 4 major gaming platforms, but there's always been 3. There's always been you had a Nintendo, and then you had Sega, and then gaming PC. So that was me growing up in the 90s. Then once Xbox came along and PlayStation, it really expanded into 3 to 4 systems, and it's been that way ever since. So in my life, I've never owned all of the systems at the same time. So I've always had to sell systems or games to get other systems, and so I've always had the Nintendo systems because I'm impartial to Nintendo, and I will never not own systems that allow me to play Nintendo games like Zelda. Zelda just means too much to me, so I'm always going to own a Nintendo system. But I've never owned a PlayStation, an Xbox, a Switch, and a gaming PC at the same time. It's never happened in my life. So for those that are like, man, you're so lucky, I'm like, dude, I'm almost in my mid-30s. It took a long time before I got to a point where I can not only afford all the systems, but I can have all of them at once in all the current gen systems. Now, what's cool for PlayStation, what really excites me about PlayStation, is this is confession time. I grew up a Nintendo guy. I grew up where if you love Nintendo, fuck PlayStation. PlayStation's the enemy. So that's how I ended up becoming a Nintendo and Xbox guy once Xbox came out. Is because, one, it helped that Microsoft bought Rare. So I originally got the original Xbox so I could play Conker's Bad Fur Day and Banjo-Kazooie when they redid all the visuals for the Xbox and made the games look better than ever. That was awesome. So that was why I got into Xbox, because they bought Rare. And I was a kid growing up in the 90s, and it was all if you love Nintendo, fuck Sega. You love Nintendo, fuck, forget about PlayStation. And the thing is, I ended up playing Sega too at one point because my dad got one at a garage sale. So I ended up playing a Genesis. Anyways, and I ended up really enjoying it. But it was kind of funny, my attitude as a kid, how much I cared about console wars. Man, fuck that, fuck this shit, fuck blah, blah. It was so stupid. And I think people are still like that today. Console wars are still alive and kicking. I own an Xbox Series X. I've had people say, "Oh, you own a Series X and a Switch. You don't fucking need PlayStation. Oh, you own a PlayStation 5. Go sell your Xbox." It's no, it's not happening. As an adult now, while I still have my affinity for Nintendo, hence we're called Nintendo Prime, and Nintendo's always going to be probably my primary focus. I enjoy all of gaming now, and I grew up not really experiencing PlayStation. I've played a PlayStation 1. I've played a PlayStation 2. Didn't own those platforms. I played a PlayStation 3 and owned a PlayStation 3, but the only 2 games I played on PlayStation 3 were Frogger. That's right, Frogger. Old school Frogger. It's so dumb. Old school Frogger. I own a PlayStation 3. What do you play, Frogger? Not even like a newer Frogger game. Old school retro Frogger bought on the arcade shop thing or whatever they call the PlayStation Network shop. And then I bought. So I'm at Target right now. I'm just getting in the parking lot here. And then I bought MLB The Show, and that was like it. That's like all I ever played on PlayStation 3 was MLB The Show and Frogger. I didn't really play any of the exclusives. Never owned a PlayStation 4. Played a PlayStation 4. I have played on all the systems. I even played on a Philips CDI and played all the old CDI Zelda games and Hotel Mario and stuff. But I never owned these platforms. So there's a difference when you don't own things. So I have basically not experienced any of the PlayStation exclusive library at all. So what's cool is I have a massive back catalog of PlayStation 4 games I can play, which are now cheap, like super cheap, and some of them are getting upgrades on the PlayStation 5. And now I can play the PlayStation 5 library. Like it's really cool that instead of me buying Spider-Man and then Spider-Man Miles Morales, I could just spend one premium $70 price and get both, and have them both be kind of remastered or whatever the case might be. So now obviously we might have some issues. There might be some bugs. That's something I have to worry about, and I got to get a mask on here. Hold on. I forgot my good mask. My good mask is not present. No, my good mask is in my dad's car. We're borrowing my dad's car right now. He just had double knee replacement surgery, so he's not going to be driving for a while. So we have his car, so we can have two cars. Anyways, this is my fiance's mask. Definitely smells like her. She just recently quit smoking, but this mask has not been cleaned since then. So I smell smoke. Kind of taste smoke. Kind of gross. I am not a smoker. All right, now I can actually read the chat. We're going to be going in.
Do we have that white drawer in the factory one? Or not shelf?
You should be able to hear me now. I unmuted. I had to mute. I had to give them information. I had to give them information on my order. So.
Here you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
There it is, boys, ladies and gents. We have secured the bag. Secured the bag. Look at this thing. It's a beast. Okay, this box is way bigger. Way bigger than the Xbox Series X. Like, it's not even... It's heavier, too. This thing is so much bigger. Holy crap. This thing... I mean, literally, I can do curls with this bad boy. I'm making my new workout routine. PlayStation 5 curls. PlayStation 5 curls, everyone. I mean, God, this thing's got to weigh at least 8 to 10 pounds. Holy crud. All right, let's get... This is my vehicle, right? Wait, maybe? No, that's not my vehicle. Where is my vehicle? Oh, wait, no, I parked over here. It's a similar vehicle to mine. It's just a newer make and model. And it's the same color. I almost pulled on their door. I don't want to set their alarm off. I was like, wait a second. This looks a little bit nicer than my car. I got a pretty nice car, too. Woo! Got it. Secured the bag, people. Let's get this bad boy in here. We can take a little bit better look. Oh, a little better. God, this thing's huge. Holy crud. I think I just hurt my wrist carrying this thing. All right. Mask off. Let's go. Let me put this in my little holder here. All right. There it is. This is a bit. Look how huge this thing is next to me. Holy crap. I can't even fit it all in frame. There's the back. It says lightning speeds, breathtaking immersion, stunning games. Dude, this thing is huge. I don't even know how. Oh, of course, the box is ripped. Uh-oh. Up. I got a tear in the box. I want a refund. Target, this box is not pristine. I want a refund. The box isn't pristine, everyone. I better return it. I mean, I should confirm it's not a brick. Should we confirm it's not a brick? That someone at the warehouse didn't swap it out and replace the sticker? Because it's just got this single sticker. It's just got this single sticker. Let's confirm the system's in here. I'm not going to do a full unboxing right now. I'll probably do an unboxing video later today. And just a quick hot take comparison size-wise to the Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and a gaming, I'll do a gaming laptop because I'm not going to unhook my PC. Oh, it's there. I can already see it. All right, the system confirmed. It is in there. The system is in there. Someone at the factory did not screw me over. Here, for this drive home, I'll leave the stream going while I drive. Well, you know what? Let me read some of the chat quick before I get driving. Because I'm just going to turn the camera like this, and you guys are going to stare at my PlayStation 5 the whole drive home. The whole drive home. But let me read some of the chat here before we go, because I haven't read much of the chat. I'm so tired. I was up so late last night editing the podcast. I got to get home and get some sleep. That's what sucks. I got this system now, but I need to sleep before I do anything. I love how they put 8K on the box. Guys, this system's not really 8K capable. A GTX 3090 that's $1,500 can barely run 8K. Not really 8K capable. Maybe 8K like Netflix. Buckle it up. Oh, good call. Good call. We gotta buckle it up. All right. Let me grab let's hold on here. This is a two-hand job. Gotta buckle this bad boy up. This is a big beast. I think this thing might meet the weight requirements to be in the front seat. You know how you're not supposed to put children in the front seat? This ain't no child. This is a full-grown thick boy. Oh yeah, that's. Oh, come on, seatbelt's twisted. All right. There we go. It is buckled up. It is ready to go. Oh, good call on the buckling up. Kiss it so I know it's safe. Regular version. You probably can't tell. See, it's got the disc. That's the regular version. Yep. I'm gonna flex. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna have this thing pointed at it. It's ridiculous. This is not normal. Consumers cannot pull this off. Like your everyday consumer. Am I ever gonna use the disc? Of course I am. Of course I am. I mean, yeah, we'll play Astro's Playroom, which comes with the system. But yeah, of course I'm going to use the disc. Instagram flex. I'll probably post a photo on Instagram. What I want to do is I'll probably put a photo of just the PlayStation 5 and then me and the PlayStation 5, and then I'll grab like my Xbox Series X and Switch box and like do like a big montage thing, and then the systems. You know, you gotta do that social media thing. Let us know if the drive is loud. I do not currently have a disc for it, so I did not buy a disc game today. One thing at a time. Things expensive, man. One thing at a time. So I did not buy any disc games for. I didn't buy any. So that is something I'm gonna have to wait on. I did not purchase a disc game for it. I mean, who knows? Maybe on the way home.
Now. But yeah, I probably should get a disc for it, especially for a review. Don't lie, bro. You got a PlayStation 5 because you know there's no Zelda 35th anniversary like we all think there is. Don't lie. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? There's going to be a Zelda 35th anniversary. You realize they didn't talk about Mario's 35th anniversary on the 35th anniversary, right? Like, you realize they didn't do that, right? They talked about it later. You obtained the console argument. Does the mic die again? Are we back? Is the audio working? I'm on a phone, so there's going to be connection issues sometimes. Can pick up Cyberpunk in 8K now. I almost feel like I have to get Cyberpunk, even though like it's not a very good game. Never heard of Super Target? Yeah, so Super Target, that's what this is. It's a Super Target. Super Target is basically just a grocery store plus a Target. So it's got a giant grocery section. That's like the only difference. They used to do that at Walmart too. They used to have like a Walmart, and then they'd have like a Super Walmart or something. Now they just a Walmart for the ones that have groceries. Yeah, Super Target. It's a really big store. I mean, like there's goes down to the end there, and then all the way over there. It's a huge store. And then there's like a Menards next door, like a hardware store back there. That's also pretty big. Yeah, you subbed to my channel because of the Zelda stuff. Yeah, it's cool, man. But can we still hear you? Yeah, underwater. That has to do with it being a cell phone signal. Anyways, let's marvel at the PlayStation 5 as I drive home. I'm driving home now, so enjoy that look at the PlayStation 5 that you don't have. Enjoy looking at the PlayStation 5 that you do not have. But I have secured the bag. Bag secured. Do not need to buy a new system now for, I don't know, Switch Pro is probably coming this year. God knows I'll be buying that too. So I'd like to say I'm done buying consoles in the next 12 months. I got a Series X, right? I got a Switch. I got a PlayStation 5. I have a gaming PC. But God knows the Switch Pro is coming out. So, oh well. Hopefully it doesn't come till later this year. I'm starting to become a broke boy over here. A broke boy. So I really hope that Switch Pro now is like end of the year. I wanted it to be summer, but now I'm like, yeah, maybe end of the year would be better. I know. The thing is, it'll probably be easier to get a Switch Pro. Maybe it won't be. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to go on with manufacturing. I mean, we ran out of Switches last year for a little bit, so who the hell knows? There's chip shortages. I just hope I don't have one of those dud PlayStation 5s. Like, there's some PlayStation 5s that, like, out the box are just busted. Just broken. I really hope that's not the case here. But my initial impressions video will not obviously include a disc game. It'll be like an unboxing and then first experience and first impressions. I won't do a proper review until I play some more games. Like on Xbox, I had Xbox Series X review. I had Assassin's Creed Valhalla day one. I got that disc version, so I had a disc game plus I had Game Pass, so I could really test out things. This time, I basically will have nothing. I'll have Astro's Playroom. Although I am interested in the Blu-ray playback capability. There's been some weird reports about the Blu-ray playback capability and how it's actually better on Xbox. So I need to test that out a bit. For those that care to use this as like their only media hub, where they get all their Netflix and everything, but also get their Blu-ray capability. Because believe it or not, people do own Blu-rays, and like 4K Blu-ray is still better than streaming 4K. So there is a purpose to it. Plus, you can get better sound profiles if you got one of those fancy audio setups, which I do not have a fancy audio setup. I don't. I just don't have a fancy audio setup. It's just not me. But this is exciting. I can't believe I pulled this off this morning. I knew a Target drop was happening. This is a 5th Target drop I've tried to get a PlayStation 5 on. I've done the Sony Direct thing like 12 times. I've done the Amazon drops twice. I did Best Buy drops 4 times, and it took all of that, plus a lot of frustration at checkout to get this system. And the lady, when she was bringing it out to me, was just smiling. I think she knows how hard these systems are to get. I think she just knows. Yeah, these systems are hard to get. Here you go, sir. Oh, we got it, boys. Now I got to get one more. By the end of the week, I'm trying to pull off one more get. There is a Walmart drop later today if you guys want to try to get that Walmart drop. I don't know what I've never made it to checkout at Walmart, so I'm not sure what errors or what issues there's going to be at Walmart. But there's a Walmart drop today at like 2 p.m. Pacific. Walmart announced it ahead of time. Because Walmart is nice in that they announce when the drops are coming. The sad thing about announcing when the drops are going to land is that gives scalpers like the big advantage, because scalpers have bots that will circumvent the website. If the website gets overloaded, they can circumvent the website and still pull off an order. That's what sucks about bots. All the scalping and all the bots out there. And you know what sucks? 2 days ago, I almost bought this system on eBay. I almost paid a scalper money for the PlayStation 5. Like, I felt such great shame when I was entering my payment details that I deleted my eBay account. I've been using that same eBay account for like a decade, and I deleted my eBay account. I felt such great shame that I almost gave scalpers money. I almost supported what I've been against because I really just wanted to be done with the frustration of finding a PlayStation 5. Even though the scalpers is such frustration buying a PlayStation 5. But I didn't. I deleted the eBay account, got it legit. Got to be patient sometimes. Got it before Ratchet and Clank came out. That's one game I'm looking forward to right now, is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I was able to secure the PS5 before the first major. Yes, Miles Morales was there at launch. Yes, Dark Souls Remastered. Whatever. Clearly, that was PlayStation 5 only. But I feel like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is the first game to really try to take advantage of what the PlayStation 5 can do. Especially the SSD tech that Sony kept talking about. Sony kept saying, oh, you know, we got all this amazing SSD technology that puts us ahead of the Xbox. And, like, nothing's really shown that that's mattered yet. I think Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart will be the first game to really flex on those SSD speeds and do something that wasn't actually possible last generation, just from a loading speed perspective. But I'm pretty excited, man. I'm thinking that I might need to go pick up Assassin's Creed Valhalla for PlayStation 5 too, even though I have it on Xbox, to be fair. So I'm doing a fair comparison. Because I think when I drop a review, I want to make sure that I'm being fair. Because I did that review of Xbox Series X, back in November. My opinion really hasn't changed on it since. PlayStation 5, we'll see. we'll see. I feel like if I use the same game to compare, it makes it a little fair. But also, then you're not taking advantage of the fact that, hey, look, there is a big exclusive game. There is Dark Souls Remastered. But that is a thing. That is a plus this system has. Maybe I should Sackboy. So, remember one of the features they touted on this platform, Sackboy, where you could go in and they have those in-game guides? Maybe I should get Sackboy just for those in-game guides. Although maybe they have in-game guides from Astro's Playroom. Now, full disclosure, I have played Astro's Playroom one time. I played a very tiny section of it at a friend's house. So I have touched a DualSense controller, but I played such a small amount of the game that I don't really feel like I got a good experience with what the controller feels like. Because that's probably something I'll talk about in the preview a lot, is like the initial controller impression and whether or not I have drift. So some people are reporting they're getting PlayStation DualSense drift right out of the box, like right away. Not even 400 hours of gameplay in, like right away out of the box. So we'll see. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't even think I have any third-party controllers that'll work with this, because Sony made a weird decision. They're trying to force everyone to switch over to DualSense. You cannot use PlayStation 4 controllers on PlayStation 5 games on this system. And right now, that really limits third-party controllers too. So you might have third-party controllers that you really love that you want to use with the system. You can't. Not if you want to play PlayStation 5 games. You can't. And I think that's a really crappy thing Sony did, to try to force people to buy, brand new controllers. I get that the DualSense is a better controller in some ways. Maybe I feel like it's probably going to be more ergonomic to me. I'll grab an old PlayStation 3 controller that I have laying around to do a quick comparison on that. I've never liked the DualShock design. I have bigger hands, so I always felt cramped. That's one reason why even when I had MLB The Show, it was kind of frustrating. Like I don't like my hands cramping when I play games for just like 30 minutes. So I've always preferred like Nintendo and Xbox's slightly bigger design. Granted, playing sideways with a Wiimote wasn't great back in the day, and playing sideways with Joy-Cons is even worse. But they've had the Switch Pro controllers since day one. So I am curious about that. They made this thing $70 for a new controller. The only controller you can use to play PlayStation 5 games. Kind of wish they would give us options for cheaper. Like, it's nice on Xbox Series X that while I have the Series X controller, I also have a bunch of Xbox One controllers laying around, third party or otherwise, that I could just use with the system. So, like, when Eric and I are playing Madden on the system, like we're playing new gen Madden, we don't have to, go up to the store and spend $60 to $70 on another controller after we just spent $500 on a system. It would have been nice for Sony to let you use old controllers and just give up, the triggers, what are they called? Haptic triggers? Is that what they're called? Haptic triggers? I forget what the marketing spin is on those triggers, what they call them. I think they're haptic triggers. Or maybe I'm wrong on the exact terminology. Just would have been nice. At least PlayStation 4. Would have been nice for at least PlayStation 4 controllers to be compatible on PlayStation 5 games. You can use PlayStation 4 controllers supposedly on PlayStation 4 games, but it would have been nice to use them on PlayStation 5 games too. Especially for anyone that doesn't like the design of the DualSense controller. Some people might prefer the DualShock 4, right? Is it? Yeah, DualShock 1, DualShock 4. People might prefer that over the DualSense, especially with drifting issues. Of course, DualShock 4 also has drifting issues, so. Man, drift is a bitch. Haven't had it happen on my Xbox yet, but I'm sure it will someday. They're all using the same stick technology. Switch is using a different technology, and the technology they're using is worse, which is why their drift is more prominent. But I mean, my Xbox controller is eventually going to drift. It just hasn't happened yet. I got it. It's the big boy. It's the disc version. I confirmed it's in there. It's not someone who swapped it out for some bricks. at the warehouse. There has been some people that unfortunately have secured a PlayStation 5, and then when they get home, there's been bricks in the box, meaning someone at the warehouse stole the system. That is a thing that has happened, but I have confirmed the system is in the box. We are good to go. Until I get home and it doesn't turn on. Then I'm not so good to go. What's cool is I can use my podcast set now. Although the podcast TV that I use in the background is not a 4K TV. I could use that for like the unboxing experience and first experience with the system. I could just hook it up to that TV. Man, it only took me how long? They started taking pre-orders for this back in November. So what, November, December, January, 4 months? November, February? That's a long time to try to get a system. 4 months. I remember when everyone said at launch, just wait 6 months, and this is not. I don't even know that PlayStation 5 is going to be easy to get by holiday. Forget summer. I don't know that it's going to be easy to get a PlayStation 5 by next holiday. I literally think Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, PlayStation 5 digital, and PlayStation 5 just the normal, you just call it PlayStation 5. And I think it's PlayStation 5 all digital, to be clear, not just PlayStation 5 digital. I don't think you're going to be able to get like any of these systems very easily the entire year. I don't think chip manufacturing is going to be catching up for a long time, and I feel horrible about that. I feel just horrible. I'm glad that I was able to get mine, but this is not like the stress, not really stress, I guess, more like the hassle. The hassle to get one of these without getting it from a scalper is just unbelievable. I've dealt with products being scalped before, but like this is a whole new level. What's happening with the Xbox and the PlayStation 5, a whole new level of scalping. Like the market stays low supply because the scalpers are hoarding and hoping to flip for at least 300 more in profit. Most trying to flip for
Back? I guess we're back. I thought the stream was done. That was done, but I was literally almost at home. So what happened is I got a phone call. And I was literally almost at home, and then as soon as it reconnected to my Wi-Fi at home, suddenly the stream started working again. So we're back. Trying to make sure I got everything I need. Got my wallet, because I got to lock the car up. Because it's parked outside for right now because we're borrowing my dad's car. I'm keeping that in the garage. All right. I guess I could show you guys like an initial unboxing. I'm gonna like unbox it again for a video, but why not unbox it here live on stream? Let me shut the garage door. All right. Let's head down to the studio and unbox the beast. Let's unbox this bad boy. Ooh, it's dark down here. Nah, it's really dark. I'm gonna run into something. I can feel it. All right, come on. Oh, jeez. I almost tripped. I don't even know. I can't even see what I'm walking into right now. So I know you guys can't see anything. I can't either. And there's my studio, which is still dark, but there's a little lights. There's a little bit of light in here. Let's turn the lights on. All right. So here's the podcast setup right here. So we'll use the podcast setup. How can I angle this with my phone here? I don't have my phone thing set up for this. Yeah, I don't really have my phone set up to do the unboxing. But we'll do the best we can to unbox this. I don't know how well this is gonna work. But I will do my best to unbox this beast for you guys, all right? I'll do my best. Let me push some of the normal stuff aside I had out for the podcast. If you guys haven't seen that new episode of the podcast, tune in to the podcast, everyone. It was a killer episode. We had Game Over Jesse on. We also had Misclick Gaming on. Man, it was a great episode. All about the Zelda's 35th anniversary. So, oh my gosh, look how big this thing is. Look at this thing. It's so big and knocked over the phone. This thing is heavy as hell. This thing is so heavy. So heavy. Like, you guys, I don't even know how I'm going to make my phone not fall. I mean, look at that beast. It is so heavy. I need something heavier that's not going to get knocked over. Man, will this work? Trying to get my phone not to fall over is like half the battle. All right, let's try that. Let's see if that'll hold my phone. This thing is so heavy, it shook the whole desk. It shook the whole desk. So, let's open the box. I'm going to not rip this box because I'll probably put it in the background in my videos now. But we gotta pull out the white stuff inside here. This is where the magic happens. This is the system. This is the system. So let's we got a tab here, some serial numbers and stuff. So we got a tab, a couple tabs. I think this is the top. So it's got the handle there. So let's. Okay. Well, it's got instructions. How's it say to open it? It says. Okay, down, up, open. There's these pull tabs. Pull the tab up. Okay, so there's the controller. We'll get to the controller in a moment. Power cord. We got this is a rather beefy pamphlet, quick start guide. I'm a gamer. I don't need any of that. So let's pull out this top part here. Oh, there's something else in this top part. Hold on. Is there something else in here? Oh, the stand. Here, I'll pull the stand out quick. So we have the stand. Forgot about the stand. That's what was in there still, the stand. Okay. All right. We'll put this back down. Ooh, wait, what else is in here? There's something else I'm missing? Oh, charging cord for the controller. Okay. Duh. Yeah, because I didn't buy any charging. What else is in here? What is shaking around? Oh, the HDMI cable you're supposed to use with it. I forget because I probably won't be using that HDMI cable, but it does come with it. All right. Let's see. Let's get this thing out of here. Look at this thing. So I don't like how they pack this. So these are just kind of like cardboard, which, are more recyclable. But how the Xbox Series X was packaged a lot better than this. Yeah, it had a really cool presentation, but it was just a lot safer packaged. I feel like this kind of packaging is much more likely to get the system damaged in shipping. It's literally just cardboard. And it's cardboard inside cardboard, which is just not good packing. I would have liked to see some foam that can actually absorb something. I'm not saying that they didn't do some testing on this, but there's been a number of PlayStation 5s coming bricked out of the box, and I bet you this packing is a huge reason why. All right, let's just dump out the beast. Come on. All right. Take off the edges because we'll put these back in here. This is just a big box, man. This system looks massive. Now, I'm not going to go grab my Series X right now. I'll save that for the standalone video on impressions because the Series X is plugged in upstairs. I could grab my Switch, though, if you guys want to see a Switch size comparison. I have that down in the studio right now. Charging. All right. First time taking out a brand new system. There's always something special. Because I don't know how many more times we're going to get to unbox a new system for the first time. I don't know how many more generations we have left before everything's live streaming or something. All right. Oh, there it is. There it is. Of course, the question is, does it turn on? We'll find out in a moment. But there it is. Look at this thing. Look at the... This thing is huge. This thing is so big. I'll give you a look at the back. Does it have a protective shield over this? I'm like afraid to touch the matte black or the shiny black. Like, I don't want to get fingerprints all over it. But I don't see... Did they not put a... Normally, when you have the shiny black like that, there's like a plastic you can peel off. I don't know if there's plastic on this, is there? There might not be any plastic to peel off. That opens the system up to scratches. Don't see any. I see a lot of dust, though. Why is there so much dust on this system? Like, do you guys see? I don't know how well it shows up on camera. There's a bunch of dust. Like, right at the fan intake. Like, this system's been ran before. I mean, they all get tested. That's a lot of dust. Ooh, is that side panel loose? I know these panels pop off. Should we try popping one off? Right? Is it this way or this way? No, it's this way, right? Right? It's up. How do the panels pop off? They're supposed to be easy, quick remove panels, but I don't know. They're not really removing that well. I guess we should, before I do anything like that, I should probably turn the system on. Like, where's the screw? Isn't there supposed to be a screw? Is there not a screw? Oh, there it is. So they hid the screw. Okay. So they just hid it for some reason. They couldn't just make it obvious where it is. Oh, you'll just discover it by accident. Have a good day. Okay. Well, now the screw is the thing. It doesn't really stay in anymore. So come out, screw. It's like jammed in there now. This is like a really bad design. Like, oh, I should not be having to bang my thing to get the dang screw out. Anyways. Now it freely spins fine. To change the modes it's on. So I think the mode you want on is this. So you want it like this to stand it up? Because I'm going to be standing the system up. I got room under the TV over there to stand it up. So, I think, not looking at the instructions, by the way, I'm just going to guess that this is how it goes. Yeah, like that. That's pretty easy. You got to screw it in still. I don't have it screwed in yet, but all right. I mean, that's simple enough for that way. I mean, it slides without being screwed in, but I mean, again, it's not screwed in, so, you know, what do I expect for a system that's not screwed in? Take out the controller. I mean, it's a nice looking controller. Can we just admire that this is just, the black and white is such a good look on this controller. This is such, dude, it is gigantic. This is literally, where's the PlayStation 3? Hold on. Let me grab the PlayStation 3. Because remember, I have the OG PlayStation 3 was a big boy. Just look at this. Look at this. PlayStation 3, come here. All right. So I'm grabbing the PlayStation 3. It doesn't really work anymore. I smashed it with a sledgehammer on my Xbox Series X stream. Because I liquid metal cooled my Series X. But this is the OG Fat Boy PlayStation 3. Look at that. Look at that. It's taller than the OG Fat Boy. It's even thicker if you have the disc than the OG Fat Boy PlayStation 3. Like, that's insane how big this thing is. Just insane. Let me grab the HDMI cable over here for this TV back here. Because we might as well use this TV since it's right here, huh? Because we got to confirm the system works. I didn't get a lemon. Oh, come on. Come on. This is just a 1080p TV, so you're not going to see any cool 4K stuff. I probably won't even get it set up right now because I just want to turn it on and make sure it boots. But this is the controller, and I mean, that's a nice feeling controller. I like that better than the DualShock, or the DualShock controllers. That does feel nicer in the hand. So those are those adaptive triggers or whatever, or haptic feedback triggers, or whatever they call it, but obviously they're not going to have any resistance right now. It's just a nice looking controller. It really is. I'm going to get this thing plugged in. I have an outlet around here somewhere, don't I? Oh, and I can unplug the laptop. Ugh. Let's get this bad boy plugged in and grab. I guess I can just turn this on behind me. Get that turned on. Nothing beats the Elite Series 2 controller though. Okay. Let's get this TV on behind me and let's see. I gotta make sure this thing boots. I'm not gonna do any setup right now. I don't think. I do have a PlayStation Network account, but is this long enough? Is this gonna reach? Of course not. I'm gonna have to move the PlayStation 5. Dang it. Moving it over. Moving it over. Is that good enough? Will that reach now? They always give you kind of short cords on these systems. All right. So, let's, this should be HDMI 1. Let's see here. Dang it. Where's my phone? I can control this TV with my phone. What do I do with my phone? Oh, duh, the phone is you guys. Well, hold on then. I could do it with these buttons. It's just... There we go. HDMI 1. All right, let's try booting the system on. I'm going to hit the PlayStation logo and see if that boots it up. So we got light. Does it turn it on? So the controller will not turn it on for its first boot. So the controller will not boot. So the Xbox booted up right away when I press the X button. This one is not. I assume it's one of these buttons. It looks like a eject button. Is this it? That's it. We got some light now. Oh, there we go. PlayStation logo. So it's booting. The controller syncing up. There it is for the first boot. It's the first time, the only time I'll ever see this boot sequence. It works. Oh, you have to sync the controller? What? Oh, that's a little ridiculous, Sony. Why? Okay, why is the controller that comes in the box not already pre-synced? I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's still kind of like a hassle. Is there a USB in the front? Yeah, there is. It's not that big of a hassle, but it's still kind of like, man, dude, I don't have to do this on Switch. I don't have to do this on Xbox. Like, why do I have to plug the controller in and sync it? It should just be pre-synced. That's kind of a little bit of an oversight. Not the end of the world, but still. It's plugged in. Well, press the PlayStation button. Got it. English, United States. Which button? It's probably... Nope, it's this button. Trying to get used to... I'm not used to the triangle, square, circle, X thing. That's my internet. Is it gonna... Yeah, okay. I can't let you guys... Well, you know... No, Can I cover it with my head? No, because then I can't see... Actually, you know what I can do? I can enter my Wi-Fi like this. Stand up and turn around. All right, so it's Nintendo Prime Wi-Fi network. I think the PlayStation 5 has Wi-Fi 6. So it's probably going to do a system update or something. Okay, the circle should fill screen without showing black... Well, I don't care about that. I'm going to set this up on a different TV. I don't have a disc right now. Always applies to latest updates. Be sure to save your game as it could close during an update. Turns on remotely when you connect using PlayStation app or remote play. Low power use custom. Well, I mean, so I've heard there's issues with their quick. You know what? I need to see these issues. So let's screw it. We're gonna let them do the quick boot up, quick resume thing. Yeah. I know. Sign your life away by agreeing. The agreement that states you don't own any of the games you play. Update the system. All right. PlayStation 5 will update. That's a pretty quick download. I mean, I have really fast internet. I mean, it's 868. That's almost a It's almost a gig. I have really fast internet, so. All right. Well, it's updating. Let's read the chat. What do you guys got going on? It's bigger than you thought. Dude, this thing is huge. This thing is massive. I mean, it's like half the size of my gaming PC. Thing is huge. I mean, look at this laptop. All right. This laptop has a 6-core, 12-thread processor in it. Has a GTX 2060. Has the same amount of RAM as this platform does. And has a 1 terabyte SSD. And look at that size difference. Basically, this thing can game pretty much as good as this thing can game. And yet, look at that size difference. So one thing that's been discovered by Gamers Nexus is this system is not very good at cooling itself. I stated that was going to be the case when I saw this system broken down by Sony themselves. I'm like, dude, that's a really... Everyone's like, look at this massive heatsink. I'm like, yeah, but look how they're circulating the air. It's not good. So it doesn't do the greatest job cooling itself. So I'm worried the system might be a bit loud. But, I mean, I don't hear anything right now, but it's not doing anything. It's rebooting, probably. Yeah, it's applying system software updates. Probably have to update the controller, too. I mean, I can give or take the rechargeable controller. There's benefits to the way that Xbox does it versus this when you have a completely internal battery, like on Switch and stuff, because I've had issues with controllers where, like, after a year, the battery doesn't hold a charge very well. So we'll see. That's an overtime thing. So yeah, it's installing the update right now. So let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Most reports say it's not loud, but you have to hear it for yourself. Yeah, and that's going to depend too. Apparently, there's 2 different fans. So depending on there's 2 different fan designs in the PlayStation 5 basically, and it's not based on the digital or this version because they've been seen in both. So one has more fins, one has less fins. The one with more fins is pushing more air. So I'm not sure which fan I have in mind. I'd have to pop it off and look, and then do comparison to the two different fans. And it might depend on which fan you have. Might depend on how much noise it makes. The SSD is soldered to the board. Yep. That is definitely an Apple-like decision. I mean, you expect, well, even Switch, technically it's a separate module on Switch. Even though the module's tied to that board. It's still, technically, Nintendo could replace it for you. Even if you can't do it yourself. So press the PS button. Alright. Pressed. A new version of the wireless controller. Okay. Update the controller. Alright, it's updating the controller now. Now the controller's looking blue. It's updating wireless. Does it not have wireless capability? I wonder if, like, out the box, the controller did not have the update for wireless. That would be interesting if it did not have the update for wireless. I have a theory. It's not even a bad that this system was rushed. But I have it now. So, it's been 4 months. I assume some of the launch issues are gone, but maybe they're not. We'll see. And then we're to the sign-in page, which I don't know if I even remember my sign-in. Should we find out? So let's find out if I remember my sign-in. I'm pretty sure I know what email it is. Just Nathan@NintendoPrime.net. Like, it's a public email, so whatever. How do I backspace? Backspace. L1? No, not the one I want. I want to delete. Square. There we go. Gotta get used to how this system handles this. Nathan. Whoa. Back. All right. I don't know if I know my password to this account. That's the thing. As I said, I have a PlayStation account, but I don't really ever use it until now. And I'm talking away, so you guys can't even hear me. So, is this it? Done? Is that the password? No, that is not the password. Does it have? I wonder if it has a. it's got a capital in it. Whoops, back. Whoa, I did not want to use the wireless. There we go. I think it had a capital letter in it. Confirm, next. My name. We're Nintendo Prime, baby. Nintendo. Done. Watch this like makes it so I can't use their shop because I have Nintendo Prime listed as my name when it's not my name. Oh, choose a privacy profile. Social and open. Duh, I'm a YouTuber. I'm social and open, baby. Apply. Help us build the best PlayStation experience to improve our services. Sure, whatever. They're just going to gather information. They're always gathering information. Sure, I'll personalize. It's funny, like, you could turn off personalized advertising, so they're just going to give you whatever ads they feel like, instead of targeting the ads. Secure your account. Yeah, all right. Text message? That is not my phone number. So it's okay, because that is not my number. Let me change. That's my old phone number. Waiting for the code. All right, we're good. Yeah, what, Disney Plus, Hulu, Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, Netflix, that's all fine. That's all fine. I mean, I'm not really, well, I mean, I'll test out those things on here, but I'm not really, welcome to PlayStation 5. What do we got here? There it is. Astro's Playroom, already ready to go. There it is. Heard the store looks a little different. I mean, there's Spider-Man, of course. Few health ratings, got it. There's Persona 5 Strikers that just came out. Neo 2, Little Nightmares 2. Obviously, Fortnite. Fortnite's sponsored. Fortnite's paying for their spot here in the store. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ratchet and Clank. That's what I'm looking for. $80. Oh, it's premium edition. Like $80. Jesus. MLB The Show. $99. Why do they have like the most expensive versions of the games out here first? Ratchet and Clank Premium Edition, $80. We got MLB The Show Premium Edition, $100. You can't just like give us the normal edition right away. There's the normal edition for $70. $85 Deluxe Edition for Guilty Gear. You got to upgrade your Elder Scrolls Online for $50. Actually, it's because I don't own the game. There's Resident Evil Village pre-order. There's the normal version of MLB The Show for $70. I'll probably end up getting... I don't know. I'm debating if I'm going to get MLB The Show on here on Xbox. I'm not really sure. Because it's on both now. New Replicant, Village, Outriders. There's Legend of Mana. Legend of Mana, baby. What do we got for PS5 games? So, like... a lot of games that are on PlayStation 4, which is, I mean, expected. Immortals, Phoenix Rising. That game's so good. Immortals, Phoenix Rising, great. So, yeah, cool. Looks good. I'm not going to boot up Astro's Playroom right now because I'm gonna record my gameplay of Astro's Playroom. Anyways, let's see what you guys have to say. Let me pull you guys in. And there's the big boy. Any prediction for Pokemon Presents? We'll talk about that later. $70, dude. Yeah, $70 games is a tough pill to swallow. I just don't care about Persona 5. Look at that 4K menu. Yeah, so that is a difference. This is a 4K. Technically, you're not seeing 4K here. This is a 1080p menu because this is a 1080p TV. But when I do most of my stuff, this is the podcast TV. My gaming TV is, I mean, it's over there. It's a big 4K boy right there. That's what I game on. So it'll be in 4K on there. But yeah, that's the one thing about PlayStation 5 is it does have a 4K UI menu, whereas Xbox doesn't. I have Astro's Playroom that it comes with. Otherwise, I don't have anything else yet. I just got it today. So thoughts on the boot up music? I mean, it even has, I don't want to make it too loud, to be honest, but see if you can hear it. Where's the speakers? I don't know if you can hear that, but there is it has a menu music too. That's very subtle. I really don't care that much, to be honest, but it's not as good as the Wii days. Would you ever consider changing the channel name if you decide to be more general in gaming, not specifically Nintendo? Just curious. I like your name, but who knows? No. So I've tried the channel name change to like me, to make it like Nathaniel Rumpel Jantz, make it my name, even if I just go with like Nate Jantz. But the brand name change, I tried it. It didn't really work too well. I do like the thumbnail change to a caricature of my face. I like that. And people seem to really like that change. But I don't think I'm ever going to change off of being called Nintendo Prime. Nintendo is what got me started, baby. So no matter how much general gaming stuff I cover, Nintendo is always at the heart of why I'm a gamer. So it'll always fit for me. Until Nintendo tells me I have to change it, which they could force me to. But I'm gonna play an Xbox Series X on a plasma TV. Nice. It's not a 4K plasma though. Do you have any games? Just Astro's Playroom that it comes with. So like, back out here. Well, I mean, I could play Fortnite on here. To be fair, any free to play game. Which I don't think does Fortnite have I don't think Fortnite's next gen update's out yet. So, well, let's see. Let's back out. So see, it has Astro's Playroom. So it comes with a game, not really a visual feast. That's more of a like showcase of the, more of a showcase of the controller than anything else. So, but this is just a 1080p TV. Have I heard of the BitBlock? I know who Josh Thomas is, yes. You mean BitBlock that's closed now and he does JT Style? Why didn't you get the mini fridge? You mean that mini fridge that's over there? I have a mini fridge in my studio. I'd say out of the two, Series XS is the one rushed with its lack of games. That's an interesting take. So Turtle says, I'd say out of the two systems, comparing PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS, the Series XS is the one rushed with its lack of games. So I need to get some hands-on experience here, but I kind of disagree with you. And let me explain why. There's exactly one exclusive PlayStation 5 game. Dark Souls Remastered. That's it. Everything else is on PlayStation 4. Even Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, it's going to PlayStation 4. Astro's Playroom, I suppose, which is like a demo software. So you got Astro's Playroom and you have Dark Souls Remastered. So you have a technology demo and then you have a remaster of an old game. It's a gorgeous remaster. But it's just not something I'm not going to sit here and give them all the credit for this yet. We'll see what happens. Because people are forgetting there's problems with this system. Example, you can't upgrade the internal storage. Doesn't work. Xbox Series X right now, it's expensive, but you can buy a 1 terabyte expansion drive right now. Can't do that for here. You can't put an M.2 in here right now. It doesn't work. This also apparently has issues with when you're trying to wake it from sleep. Sometimes it crashes. Not good. Obviously, there's lawsuits going on right now for DualSense drift. Xbox just works. Now, it needs games. It did get the medium. So it needs more games. But so does this. This thing needs more games too. But we are getting the proprietary SSD is so overblown. Guys, they're both using Gen 4 SSDs. It's not the SSD that's proprietary. It's the controller. If you guys pay attention to what Sony was talking about with this, the SSD itself is not what's special. It's the controller. They have a custom controller that's enabling faster speeds. The SSD, the actual memory, is the same speed as Xbox, but the controller that they created, the custom controller, is what enables those extra speeds you're getting. People don't always understand how SSDs work. The controller plays a big role. But we haven't really seen anything that really takes advantage of it yet. But again, I like the look of the system. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about, like, it's kind of like an Oreo look, except the cream's on the outside. So you have the cream and then the chocolate's in the middle, so it's like a white Oreo. But I mean, there's no doubt this is a PlayStation 5. This is one of the most unique looking consoles since, like, GameCube. I mean, just look at this beast. Look at this tower of power. I mean, this thing... It's the most unique looking console since GameCube. Yeah, it's a reverse Oreo. The most unique looking console since GameCube. Like, just a fact. Yeah, they announced PlayStation 5 VR for next year. I don't know what the point was announcing it when you're not even going to show anything with it for a year. But today we do have a PlayStation Direct, though. So we're going to learn about what the plans are for this system the rest of this year today. There's a PlayStation Direct. So... it's not PlayStation, a state of play. There's a state of play today. So we'll know not too much longer what we have to look forward to after Ratchet and Clank. Because obviously we know about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart coming. The GameCube is better than the PlayStation 5, though. The GameCube has a handle. I mean, it's more portable. I would not call this a portable system. Not that anyone was thinking of taking this and moving it all over their house anyways. I don't think this system's going upstairs. My Xbox Series X is upstairs right now. This system's going to stay down here. It's just too heavy. The Xbox Series X is not really that heavy. This thing is just... It's the heatsink. They have this massive heatsink that just weighs a shitload. But that's the difference. There's vapor chamber cooling on the Xbox Series X, so they don't need quite as big of a heatsink. Do you think we'll get Miles Morales DLC? I don't know. What I do think is interesting, liquid metal cooling. Now, my Xbox Series X is liquid metal cooled, but I did that myself. This is the first system to come with liquid metal cooling. I'm interested to see what the shelf life is going to be on that. Like, when our PlayStation 5 is going to start having problems. Because liquid metal has a shelf life that's a lot shorter than a typical console cycle. You usually have to replace liquid metal every 1, maximum 2 years. So, like, they put liquid metal on this. I wonder, like, if in, like, 2 or 3 years... we're going to start hearing about PlayStation 5 just stop working. That's something to... I mean, I'll go in and I can reapply the stuff myself. But most people are not going to be able to take apart their systems and do anything with that. Liquid metal is a very dangerous thing for hardware if you don't know what you're doing. And you guys saw me when I did it with the Xbox Series X and I liquid metal cooled that. Like, it's not for the faint of heart. You got to be very careful. Especially on something like the Series X that wasn't designed to be liquid metal cooled. I mean, if you could take the PlayStation 5 with a handle, you would get buff. I was doing that before with the box from the PlayStation 5 and I was doing curls. I'm like, dude, this thing's heavy enough to legit build some muscles. You know, PlayStation 5 consoles run hot when you put thermal paste? Yep. And that's why they went with liquid metal. But think about this. I'll say this. Think about it. If they created a system that basic thermal paste is not a good enough conductor to keep the PlayStation 5 cool, then maybe Sony, your cooling solution isn't very good. And we already saw Gamer Nexus did the in-depth dive already. This system does not cool very well. It does not. The air is extremely choked off. Extremely choked off. I mentioned this when they had the official teardown, and people were like, you're so full of it. Look at that heatsink. Sony knows what they're doing. I'm like, dude, I've been doing PC. I used to work at Geek Squad. I am an IT person. I could tell just by looking at the design, it was dog shit for airflow. And if it's dog shit for airflow, dog shit the way the fins are, they have fins going, guys, they have fins on the heatsink going in different directions. You can't do that. You can't have fins going this way, like going like side to side, and then fins going like this. You can't do that. That fucks up the airflow. You're not going to get the maximum heat off the heatsink doing that. So they went with liquid metal, which lets the heatsink get hotter. Basically, they're letting the heatsink radiate heat instead of making the heat leave the system. They're making the heatsink radiate the heat off instead of blowing the heat off of the heatsink and out. So it's a really shitty cooling design that they even need to use liquid metal. Outside of the fact liquid metal has a very short shelf life, it's also not something that you should need to use for basic cooling. The hardware in here is cutting edge. That's great. But we see that hardware already in the wild for PC that's more powerful, that's able to be cooled just fine with a literally in-the-box basic air cooler with normal thermal paste. There's nothing in here that can't be cooled with a very, very basic cooler and normal thermal paste. But why? Because they went with this funky alien design system that was not built for cooling. Xbox Series X's design was specifically built for cooling. And we saw Gamers Nexus video even mentioned, yeah, there's ways the cooling can be improved, but the system moves air. It moves air like a bitch. So because it moves air so well, it actually cools really well. Whereas this system doesn't. I don't think it's going to be a problem now. This is more like when you get to the point where you're getting to the end of that shelf life of the liquid metal, how many systems are going to be crashing. And I'd be saying this if Nintendo did it. I'd be saying it if Xbox did it. You should not need liquid metal to keep the system cool enough. That should always be an enthusiast grade upgrade. Like if an enthusiast wants to add liquid metal to get better temps, or if they get access to the BIOS and they want to overclock and so they want to use liquid metal, that's fine. That's on the enthusiast. But like they just made this for the general consumer with something that isn't built to last. And like Sony knows this thing's not built to last. The SSD is soldered to the board. SSDs have a limited amount of times you can read and write them before they're done. And they soldered it to the board, making it not fixable for basically anyone. I mean, technically, you can desolder it and resolder on new chips, but anyone knows when you're messing with flash memory like that, it's very fickle to do that, even for professionals. Professionals usually won't even bother with it. So they'll say for what it's going to cost and how careful you have to be, you might as well just buy a new system. So they have an SSD that doesn't last. They have a cooling solution that doesn't last and doesn't do a very good job. But it looks cool. It's a cool, I mean, these blue accent lights up here, you can barely tell on camera. It looks cool. I think they're white right now, actually. Yeah, they're white right now. Must be blue in game. But like, it's a very neat looking system. It's a very powerful system. Games are going to look great. People are going to love it. I'm telling you guys, give this thing like 3 years. Let's say 3 years. There's going to be a reason that they pump out a Pro then, or a Slim, and they're like, yeah, go get this, and they stop selling this. The Slim is probably not going to be liquid cooled. It's going to cool better, and they'll probably desolder the SSD at that point and be like, yeah, finally you can have a system that can be repaired. For now, this is a system that is not built to last. I just know, I've seen all the teardowns. This system is not built to last. It's just built to look cool and exist in the market right now. So Xbox doesn't get a leg up. Xbox system doesn't look like much. It's just a box. It's a PC case box. But there's a reason for that. That design works really well for maximizing the lifetime of your components. This isn't a fan war thing. It's just from a design perspective, this looks cool and intimidating and massive. I mean, look at this. The thing is massive. But they're selling out. I bought one. You guys probably want to buy one too. Nintendo Wii, I don't really know. Till the SSD or the internal memory dies, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long. I mean, the NES was only built to like last for like 10 years, and there's still NESs working today. So, do you think there was liquid metal just so they could rush production? I think no. So I think Sony is like Apple in a sense. So they drew concept designs for what they wanted the PlayStation 5 to look like. And this was one of the concepts. Sorry. This is one of the concepts, except I don't think the concept had a disk drive. I think they tacked on the disk drive. Because we all know the all-digital version looks symmetrical, whereas like this is like tacked on. They clearly did not want to put a disk drive in this thing. Anyways, so what Sony did is they drew concept designs. And they decided, man, we really like this concept. Let's make everything fit. Normally, when you're designing a system, you're going to sell for 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the same kind of box. You design the chassis you are holding it in around the components. Okay? So you design this thing to fit the components for the maximum shelf life of those components and maximum airflow, and then worry about aesthetics at the end. So if you ever wonder, like, why do the Xboxes always just look like they're just a box? There's nothing special about Xbox designs because they exist for cooling. Now, they tried something special with the 360. Remember when they went with design over practicality? We got the Xbox 360 in the Red Ring of Death. Xbox learned it's better to build a chassis around what's best for the components and then worry about what it looks like from a design perspective. Sony said, screw it. We want the sexiest looking, weirdest looking machine there is, and we're just going to make everything fit and work. So they have a fin design that is not very good. The heat spreader is spread out way too far for the one fan they have in there to hit it all. The air intakes up here are completely choked off. We already know if you take off your side panels on your PlayStation 5, it gets way better airflow. The side panels are choking this system off like a bitch. They did not design this system with that. They designed it for looks. They designed it for looks, and that's why they went with liquid metal, because they didn't have a choice. If they didn't go with liquid metal, this design wouldn't work. You should never need liquid metal in a consumer-grade product. That should always be an enthusiast upgrade. I should be doing a live stream right now, tearing this thing apart and liquid metal cooling it myself. But I'm not, because it's already been done, because they need, like, everyone's like, oh, that's such a cool feature. It's liquid metal cool. I'm like, it shouldn't need to be. There's nothing in here that needs to, oh, it's that latest cutting edge technology. You mean the same crap, the 5000 series Ryzen CPUs and the 6900 XTs that you can buy for PC right now? Well, kind of buy if you can find them in stock, that aren't using liquid metal to cool them? You don't need liquid metal. You need a better design case. I mean, heck, they have memory hotspots on some of the RAM, too. Like, that's a thing, too, in here. Like, there's some Gamers Nexus showed there's a couple modules of RAM that get way hotter than spec and are probably going to fail because of it at some point. Again, system's not built to last. It's built to look good. I will note that in my preview, too, or my review when I'm talking about it. Look, I'll note all the things I'm concerned about, and the hardware design is one of those things I am concerned about for longevity. But that's not all there is to the story. Do I enjoy the UI? Do I enjoy the controller? Do I enjoy games on it? Do I, what's my experience as a Nintendo guy diving deep into a PlayStation platform for the first time? How about talking about why you're excited to finally get the system? Well, I don't have to hunt for it anymore. The hunt is over for me personally. Also, I'm excited for the controller. I hope mine doesn't drift, but dude, these triggers, I'm excited to use these triggers. I also like that this actually feels comfortable in my hand. Unlike DualShock controllers, I always felt cramped. I don't feel cramped with this one. So the slight design changes they did to the handles have really made this more comfortable for me. Even though I don't know about this flat at the bottom. Like, my hand just barely doesn't hit it, but I can see if there's some people that have some bigger hands where that flat on the bottom might be kind of annoying. But for me, it's fine. I'm also excited to dive into PlayStation games for the first time. Like, that's the biggest thing about getting the PlayStation. We can talk about the hardware design and everything I don't like about it, but at the end of the day, why do we get consoles? To play games. So I'm excited to dive into Sony's library for like the first time in my life, really. To deep dive into Sony's library. Even though it's going to be super expensive this generation. I am excited about that. So I'm excited about the games. I'm always excited about I'm excited about the games on Xbox too. I'm excited about games on PC. But I'm a tech enthusiast, so I'm very critical of hardware designs. Very critical of hardware designs. You know, the Nintendo Switch could have been designed a little bit differently so they wouldn't have to downclock the Tegra X1. Just to give you an example. Now, the way they did it, the Switch is made to last, but they could have changed how they did the cooling so the Tegra X1 could run at higher clock speeds. But I've talked about that in the past already. Just a few minor tweaks, and they could have got better cooling in the Switch. But the Switch, the way it is now, is designed to last. They downclocked it to keep the cooling at a level that the chip isn't going to wear out. So, to Nintendo's credit, they knew their cooling wasn't sufficient, so they downclocked the chip to make sure the chip doesn't die in a year or two. Like, if you overclock your Switch, you can run your Switch overclocked. But you're just shortening the life of the system because it's not being cooled properly when you overclock it. Which it's not really even overclocking at that point. You're just running it at base clocks. I'm not into Persona either, so recommend God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. Definitely check those out. Be checking out Spider-Man. Might finally dive into The Last of Us because I've never even played it. I don't know. Ratchet and Clank, I'm looking forward to Rift Apart. I'm really looking forward to Rift Apart. That might be like the first new game I buy for the system, might be Rift Apart. Yup, PlayStation 5's right here. There it is, big boy. No, there's a whole library of games that are cheap on PlayStation 4, I know. But I know next game on Switch I'm buying is Monster Hunter. I don't think I'm getting Bravely Default 2 this week. So probably Monster Hunter Rise on Switch. On Xbox, I don't know yet. Microsoft's waiting to drop their big news after the Bethesda acquisition is finalized, which it finalizes on March 5th. So once the Bethesda acquisition finalizes, then Microsoft's going to drop the mother load of what their game plans are. And I'm kind of scared. I am going to get MLB The Show, though. I just don't know if I'm getting it on PlayStation 5 or if I'm getting it on Xbox. Is it cheaper on Xbox? That might be is it only 60 on Xbox? Or is it 70 on both? I should check that. If it's cheaper on Xbox, then I'm stupid not to get it on Xbox. But anyways, I will be getting MLB The Show because I like sports games. Yeah, dude. I somehow secured the bag the morning of the State of Play. All right. Well, I'm going to go. I got to sleep. I'm tired. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. So be sure to go watch my latest episode of the podcast. I'll also probably be talking about, the next podcast episode, we'll be talking about the Pokemon news that comes tomorrow. We'll be talking about the State of Play. And who knows? Maybe I'll get a solo discussion video out. Maybe I'll invite like Dreamcast Guy and some others, and we'll have a discussion video about the X, the 5, and the Switch. And just do like a separate kind of discussion on that, because now that I have all three, I can finally do that and I can finally talk about it. So I'm going to get some other people in that have had them longer, at least the PlayStation 5 longer, where we can really compare and contrast our opinions on the systems. I think that would make for a really cool video. You know, where we have an honest discussion about this. Because I don't know if I want to wait all the way until the podcast next week. Because by then, there might be a whole bunch of other crap to talk about. So, Mario Baseball! I don't know. Let's get Mario Golf first. Mario Golf Super Rush looks legit. All right, I'm going to turn the PlayStation off for sleep mode. How do I do that? How do I do sleep mode? Oh, I don't even know. Do I hold the PlayStation button down? Wait a second. Sleep mode is not hold. Wait, hold on. You're telling me I can't hold the PlayStation button and go into sleep. How do you do sleep mode? I tap the button. Do I have to go over? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, got it. So I have to. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is okay. Come on. How can I not hold the button and go into sleep mode? I have to do this. I have to tap PlayStation button, go over to power mode, hit X, and enter rest mode. Come on, Sony. Why can't you just hold? Nothing happens when you hold the PlayStation button in. Why can't I hold the button in and just like on Switch, you just hit the power button and it's in rest mode. On Xbox, you hold the power button in and you can go to rest mode. Why do I have to do extra steps on PlayStation? Seems like an oversight. Maybe they'll patch that. Holly Wolf, yeah, I might get her as a guest. Should be a good guest. We just had Misclick Gaming on the podcast. I was looking at Holly Wolf. Some other people too. I don't want to name everyone. Derek from Good Vibes Gaming. He's going to be on an episode. I'm actually getting a nice lineup of guests for the Nintendo Prime podcast. It's kind of cool. So, anyways, go watch the episode if you didn't today. Hour and 45 minutes. A long podcast today. But gosh, if you love Zelda, you're going to want to watch. It's really great. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Peace out.